What is up, everyone? This is Jonathan of Gamer here, and we got more news talking about the motorsports games coming out full swing. Now, this has nothing to do with NASCAR, but it has to do with IndyCar. Yes. Now, if you are a fan of IndyCar, the one thing you kind of been lacking is a game, right? I mean, NASCAR's had games for 20 plus years, but really, truly, IndyCar, yes, they've had games in the past, but they weren't really fully fleshed out games. They weren't really anything to really to go off in, and there's just not nothing there to hold your interest. But now, Motorsports Games has announced that they will be making an IndyCar game in 2023. This is super exciting to see. Nothing full details on uh, basically what exact date it'll be released in 2023. There's no specific details of the game yet, obviously, but they did announce that they would do this. And more or less, this also has to do with esports, IndyCar, and Motorsports Games getting licensing for esports. And a lot of things have been going that way. I mean, if you look at all of the games out there, Madden's probably the one big one that does esports stuff and championships and things like that are practically on TV. They have championship leagues that are on ESPN and stuff like that. There's Fortnite ones, there's Rocket League and all those things. And there's so many esports kind of games out there that why not have IndyCar, right? And a lot of people have been asking for that. Hey, the sport's starting to grow a little bit more. It averages roughly almost 1 million viewers per week when they are racing. So I think it's time to finally get the casual fan, a younger audience, to get into the sport, figure out how this racing is, and I think this is a good opportunity. So again, no details on how the game's going to be like, but if it anything like what we're seeing in the NASCAR series, they're in good hands for sure. So here's some things I would like to see in IndyCar right now. One would definitely be, get the physics, graphics, all that stuff good, which I think that's gonna be no problem there. A career mode, maybe a career / story mode, kind of almost like F1. Maybe not in full detail because, and also I would like to be me. And I know this the 2021 F1 game. In career mode, you play someone else, and you're driving for someone else. You have to be him. So that's a little weird, but I think you should just be yourself, okay? And go through the journeys. Have cutscenes where your teammates coming up and saying you were douche or you're doing good or whatever, that kind of thing. And I think that would be something we could work towards. And with 3D modeling and stuff now, that should be no problem. One thing I do encourage is that all teams participate. I maybe they are forced to, by if they're under the banner of the IndyCar series, they have to do this. But I do feel like that some teams will try to hold out because they don't like to have their name part of some games. I don't know, but still, I feel like every team has to participate doing this, and also. They need, I want to say this, but the motorsports games needs to make sure that updates are regularly on these games. I didn't even talk about this in NASCAR, but a lot of teams do some different things. Now, IndyCar is a really fluent kind of sport. It means, especially in doing the Indianapolis 500. When you do the Indianapolis 500, you go from having roughly every week, maybe 29 to 30 cars, to almost having over 40 cars trying to compete for the Indianapolis 500 or try to get in. That's another thing. Practice qualifying must be in all the time, and especially when we do the Indianapolis 500, we need to have it exactly built like the real life. You do qualifying, then you do bump day, then you do the top 9 speeds or whatever. Make it like real life. You have to make people want to believe that you're serious about something. You have to portray what real life does. Even if maybe some people don't agree how they do it in real life, you might as well at least do it, okay? Because then, hey, at least it's real. At least the simulation is like the real counterpart out there. So practice qualifying has to be in the game. You also have to, with Indianapolis 500, you have to do the same thing. And that's talking about career mode and in general. I mean, quick races, try to do that or something like that. But yeah, definitely you need to make sure that whatever you do, whatever's in real life, has to be in the game. Plain and simple. Also paint booths. Yes, a lot of people want paint booths. It's just natural. People want it, and I don't. I mean, I'm not a good person to do all the paint schemes and stuff like that. But you need a fully fleshed out paint booth. Kind of sounds like what the NASCAR is going to have. So definitely need all that stuff in there. Since IndyCar is a sport that's still growing, I would say it's not necessarily as popular as NASCAR or anything like that. I think they need to have a section where it's basically IndyCar 101. So for a casual fan, or maybe a kid that's 10, 11, maybe wants to know a little more about the IndyCars in and out, I mean, definitely before they drive them, they can have a page that is just selected to teach you about IndyCar, how these cars drive, what the horsepower is, downforce, what tires they use, pit stops, engineering, that kind of things. It helps them understand the sport a little bit better. That gives them a little understanding how everything works from top to bottom, especially if you do career mode. You're jumping in going, I have no idea what I'm doing. This can help them. They can go, hey, this is what you used to do. This is how this works. Now you have better understanding. And that should help people be more interested in the sport by actually already knowing some things when you actually play the game. Then when you play the game, then you watch real life, now you have more understanding. So that definitely kind of goes hand in hand. So yeah, there's a lot of things that'll probably come up later in my mind about what I would like to see in this game as you get further years and years into it. Once we get to probably roughly the end of 2022, beginning of 2023, that's when more ideas will pop up in my brain and a lot of other people's as well, understanding what they would want in the game as well. One more thing I would say, all tracks have to be in the game as well. As much as it's a pain in the butt, because a lot of them are street courses, they need to figure out a way to, one, try to scan them if they can, and have an opportunity to go to every track. And of course, here's the theme. This race, it's not going to be coming out until 2023. A lot of things can change in IndyCar. A lot of schedule changes for next year as well. So a lot of things could be kind of changing in the sense of, well, they just pull all these tracks in, but now they have to take them out, or these come out, so there's going to be a lot of things. And I think the process, what I'm saying is that the foundations we built right now for this year, the game in depth, the stuff that, tracks, cars, all that stuff will probably be put in by next year and the next year. And then the fully detailed, fleshed out stuff will be done before it comes out. I think that's how they would process that. Because IndyCar could change their schedule in 2022, and any of the tracks they thought they were supposed to put in are gone, or new ones come in, it mess them up. So definitely have to do this in a way that it fits IndyCar and everything. Well, guys, that will do it for this video. And comment below what you're excited about for this game, what you would like to see in the game. And if you do like this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you want to subscribe, you can. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.